At the age of 9 years old, Aisha was sold into the New York City carriage horse industry, where, like all carriage horses, she was shackled with blinders to a heavy carriage, chained by a torturous metal bit in her mouth, which was constantly yanked to control her every move through pain. For 10 hours or more a day, every day, she was forced to pound the pavement, dragging around tourists nose to tailpipe through chaotic Manhattan traffic in all kinds of extreme and dangerous weather. Every day, after the misery of pulling that carriage and being treated like a machine, Aisha was brought back to a tiny, filthy stall where she could hardly move and was denied any contact with other horses, denied any grass to graze on, or any ability to even move about freely. A life of total solitary confinement. Horses are herd animals, and denying them a pasture to graze and run, denying them the ability to even be around other horses is pure abuse. When they can no longer make a profit for their owners, carriage horses are often sold to slaughter. But they also regularly crash into cars, spook and run out of control in traffic, and collapse and die on the street and in their stables, due to neglect and mistreatment. On February 29th in Central Park, Aisha began violently collapsing over and over in front of horrified onlookers. After finally crashing to the ground and not being able to get up, carriage drivers tormented her by blowing cigarette smoke in her face, pulling her by her tail, making her flip over and over in terror, and brutalizing her in order to try to shove her body into a trailer to get her out of sight of all of the people watching and filming. This went on for 17 long minutes. Instead of calling a veterinarian to help Aisha or taking her straight to an emergency clinic, her owners merely dumped her body at her stable, where she continued to suffer in agony before a vet was finally called to euthanize her many hours later. Aisha was a 10-year-old horse whose entire life was one of exploitation and cruelty for profit at the hands of humans. She is just one of countless carriage horses in New York and cities around the world whose lives are hell on earth, all for a carriage ride.